Adams, thank you.
Margaret Concur. Taoiseach, you say that you have acted decisively and speedily. You haven't. You now say, following the Guerin report, that there's need for root and branch analysis, but, you know, just consider the last few months where you defended the same justice system that you now say needs root and branch analysis. You attacked the opposition for answering very legitimate questions. You said, time out of number, that the Minister for Justice, the former Minister, was doing a great job reforming the justice system. You strongly rejected suggestions that the Minister should resign. You adopted the same attitude in relation to the former Garda Commissioner. But you and your government bear responsibility for what has happened. Minister Rabbitte here met Sergeant McCabe 2 years ago. Sergeant McCabe wrote to you some long time ago, so Alan Shatter, Taoiseach, was not on his own. And citizens are rightly shocked by the findings of the Guerin report. But I have to say, first of all, that this report clearly vindicates Sergeant Maurice McCabe and Garda John Wilson, who have performed a huge service to the state. And I welcome the fact that Sergeant McCabe is now allowed access to the Pulse system. I wrote to the Acting Commissioner last week on this issue. He should be allowed to get on with his normal Garda duties. But Taoiseach, would you now take this opportunity, you have a chance to reflect on all of this, would you, on behalf of the state and on behalf of the government, apologise to Sergeant Maurice McCabe for the way that he's been treated for doing his duty?
Taoiseach.
Well, I've already said on many occasions that those people who have issues that need to be brought to public attention, that they do a service and would treat them with the respect that deserves. Clearly, the Guerin report has found that, in particular, Sergeant McCabe has been vindicated in the issues that he has raised. Arising from this report, the government have responded in acting decisively and clearly, Deputy Adams, to have a commission of investigation into the issues that were raised in the report. As you're aware, each one of these requires, in Mr. Guerin's report, where he says that the case warrants further inquiry in an appropriate forum in the public interest, all of them with one exception to that effect, and government have responded to that clearly and decisively, and will set out the terms of reference that would be appropriate for the scale of this commission of investigation because of the nature of the cases that it covers. Deputy Adams is aware that at some time in the future, I cannot say when, Justice Cook will present his report also. And it would only be appropriate that, as Deputy Daly mentioned, I think, on a number of occasions last week, that instead of having a long list of commissions of inquiry, that it should be appropriate to consider what is the best structure to deal with the issues that warrant investigation in these cases. So I've already spoken of the importance and the right of people to bring issues to public notice that should be brought to public notice, and the Protected Disclosures Bill, or the Whistleblowers Bill, is back in committee stage here at the House tomorrow. So in that regard, I have no problem in apologising to Sergeant McCabe for the issues that he raised, and for the fact that his raising these matters wasn't dealt with more speedily in the first instance.
Deputy Adams.
Well, I welcome very much your apology, although what happened to Sergeant McCabe was a lot more than you just acknowledged. And it's also disappointing, you see, if you had come in here and said, look, this government accepts that we didn't handle this properly, that would have been a very good signal. And we wish the Minister well in her work, and we will support her in a critical way in doing her work. But if you had come in here and accepted that this government did have a responsibility and didn't handle this matter properly, that would have been a very good signal, as I say, for a new beginning of policing. And while a lot of the focus has been on, as this scandal developed, on those who lost their jobs, the real victims of this are the ordinary citizens whose rights were undermined. And we can't get away from your failure to recognise the gravity of these issues when they were brought to your attention, both by whistleblowers and by Chuck Dodali from this side of the the Dáil, and you actually ridiculed us. You know, you ridiculed what we were saying. You dismissed what you were saying. You actively undermined our right to bring forward what were quite legitimate concerns. You sought to undermine GSOC. You actually
Question, please. Thank
you
you.
actually inaccurately quoted the Garda Síochána Act on a number of occasions to misrepresent GSOC's responsibility. I'm finishing now, Concordia. And you had to be dragged kicking and screaming. Now, it's a good thing that has happened, don't get me wrong, into supporting the need for a new independent Garda authority and a strengthened Garda ombudsman. But we've been suggesting this to you since we came into this Dáil, and I also warned you that your unquestioning support for the Minister was going to bring your own office into disrepute. So as you stumble from one debacle to another, you know, a scandal a day from unfair water taxes onto this whole policing issue, would you acknowledge that there isn't the energy, the commitment or the intent in your government for the type of root and branch reform that's required to deal with the lack of regulation, whether it's with charities, bankers' bonuses, or indeed the need for a new beginning to policing? And it would be a good start, Taoiseach, and this is the second part of your term, to just stand up and say that and let people know that you've learned the lesson of all of this.
Taoiseach.
No, I don't accept that at all from you or from anybody else, Deputy Adams. What I do point out to you is that in the 3 years that this government has been elected to office, more has been achieved than in the previous 16. And I point to the catastrophic economic consequence left behind by our predecessors in government, where interest rates were 15% back in July 2011, are now 2.79, where we lost 300,000 of our people who lost work and employment with the catastrophic economic consequences poured down upon their backs. And we've reversed that to a point where we're now creating at least 1,000 jobs a week. Still a very long way to go. But don't you come in here and portray this as being a situation that's akin to what it was 3 years ago. Now, I don't accept your assertion at all, Deputy Adams, nor do I accept your assertion that we have not acted decisively here. This is the House of the Oireachtas. This is the House of the people. And when these issues were raised in this House with me, on behalf of government, I said we would treat them with the gravity and the seriousness that they deserved. And from that, we appointed Mr. Gearan. He produced his report. We've now confirmed a formal decision to have a committee of investigation into this. And I would point out to you also that despite the fact that in the case arising from the County Cork case, the Bailey case and other matters related to that after 2 weeks, we had a Supreme Court judge, Mr. Fennelly, to chair that committee of investigation, which had dragged on, Deputy Adams, for nearly 30 years and nothing done about it. So you come in here and you say that we don't act decisively, or clearly, I beg to differ with you, sir. In respect of your continued reference to my quoting the wrong section of the Garda Act, I did quote the wrong section of the Garda Act, and I apologised for it to the House, and you accepted that apology then, but of course you don't want to accept it now.
Thank you.
At least. Thank you.
Deputy Luke Ming.